Everyone, welcome to my channel. I don't even know what name to give to these episodes or these rants, the bands, right? But then just welcome. As always, I'm wearing my shirt flipped inside out, right? So today let's talk about our president, Nigeria's president, Bola Tinubu in South Africa on Wednesday, where he attended the swearing-in ceremony for the second tenure of South Africa's president, that's Cyril Ramaphosa, for his second tenure. Now, besides all that happened at the ceremony, we decided, when I say we, just trying not to make myself excluded, right? On social media, netizens continue to say that, oh, he was snubbed because of the videos that emerged. He was ignored. Ramaphosa did not shake hands with our president. And people said, how dare the president sit at the second row of an event? That was the case when presidency. So first off, I'll take it how it happened. First off, the video that made it to the space of social media that had Cyril Ramaphosa not shaking Mr. President. And we said on social media that it was ignoring. Mr. Tinubu was being ignored. He was snubbed by Ramaphosa. That was the first video. Thankfully, or we would say it was swift enough that the presidency had a video. That's our presidency had a video to counter that, to say that happened on the first row. The second row, what happened, and they could show us a video of what happened in the second row, where they actually shook hands like so intensely, which was beautiful. But after sharing that video, the topic then became, how dare South Africa allow our own president, the sugar daddy or the biggest economy of the continent, sit on second row, and also someone who doubles as the chairman of ECOWAS, he was allowed to sit on the back seat, second row. Yeah, so it's second row was back seats because it's not first row. So whatever was not first row was definitely a second and back seat for them. And then we had conversations. The aide, one of them, Otega, I think is special advisor or assistant on digital media or something. So he now told us that the front pew was reserved for South Africa royals, that's chiefs and all of that. So it was from the second seat that presidents, heads of government started sitting and all that, right? So the next day after that, we saw Mr. President, our own president, I'm a Nigerian, and our own president shared pictures of engagement with Cyril Ramaphosa, where he came to see him. That Cyril Ramaphosa came to see Mr. Tinubu in his inn, where he was resting, or he was being hosted in that country, right? And people, Mr. President, I remember he wrote on his X handle that it was to strengthen cooperation between the two countries, and that he noted that Cyril Ramaphosa respect or values respect, mutual respect. That's what he said. And then on blogs, I saw videos of when he was being received. He was coming in, photo ops, everything was beautiful. And yes, but despite that, people said and thought that, oh, it was an afterthought, like that meeting, the after inauguration meeting, was not even supposed to hold in the first place. That was more like the media aides of Mr. President, Mr. Tinubu, trying to clean the mess. That was why they could organize that, and that was why they were quick to take pictures, make videos. They even said that they were the ones who sent the videos to blogs, sponsored, so that netizens can have a new thing to talk about, that it was a staged meeting. Of course, meetings are staged, but they said that it was deliberate, like, what's the word? Like, was it an afterthought? Maybe an afterthought. Like, you didn't plan to do it in the first place, but because of circumstances, you had to do it just so people could have another angle to talk about the whole thing from. And I thought, yeah, well, that is that. And Tega too, that I mentioned earlier, he also added to saying that the first seat was reserved for royalties, he also added that it was not time to exchange pleasantries. And people said, oh, that's not the argument we're making here. He could have just at least shook hands with him, which we saw in the other video that was posted by members of the presidency in communications, right? But now the thing is, do you really think that there was a need for the second meeting? Do you also think that it was an afterthought, like Cyril Ramaphosa coming to President Tinubu's hotel to say hello, to strengthen cooperation, as our president told us? Do you also think that it was an afterthought, or do you think that, oh, it was in the agenda of President Tinubu's activities in South Africa? Do you also think, quite a number of questions, I know, do you also think that a space, regardless, should have been made for the chairman of ECOWAS in the front row? Or, I mean, agenda is agenda. What is wrong? What is the big deal sitting in a second row in at an event that is holding in the African continent, you know? So I just thought to ask you. But people are also of the opinion that it is all the advanced team, it is all their fault. And they thought that some of these guys, they would just go to event because of the ESTA codes. They would just travel, fight to have the names on the travel list just for the ESTA code, just for them to be able to shoot, just for them to be able to shop. I don't know why I had to say shoot, because I'm shooting. Just for them to go shopping. They go in advance, as the name says, advanced team, but they don't even do anything in advance. They should have been in that venue to insist, if my president is not sitting on the front row, then we are going back. More like that, right? So whose fault is it? You know that back here home, people would say, oh, US president has also fallen before. But then if you see the way he fell or where he fell from, you will see that that place was not reserved for the president to use, right? But we came here in Nigeria celebrating the 25th democracy unbroken in Nigeria, and we had our president fall in the vehicle that only him was supposed to climb. And again, the advanced team was also blamed that why would that happen? Although the president made is he a jest or made fun of it later that same day while he was hosting people for dinner, and he says, oh, I'm a Yoruba boy, I just dobale as a Yoruba boy that I am. But that was just a leader who was trying not to get angry, in my opinion, get angry with subordinate or people who should have done their work thoroughly. Because how do you allow the number one man of a country fall in that way that he fell? Thankfully, he didn't take it seriously, and I hope that behind the scene, he also did not take it seriously. So in all of these, who is to be blamed? Please tell me in the comment section, and maybe, just maybe, we will continue to talk. As I said, I have no name for this thing I'm doing, so you may also take some minutes to let me know in the comment section to what name you would suggest. This is talking about trends basically, but just on my YouTube channel and sometimes maybe on other social media handles. I'll catch you next time. And please subscribe. How did I forget? Subscribe to my YouTube channel, because we have 1,001 more things to talk about. Okay, at this point we can go. And yes, like, and please share also. I love you. Bye bye.